Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are building a menu bar by using the Tkinter library of Python. So basically the top left corner of any screen, we can see that it is called the menu bar. So we can see that it has so many options, the save as, and if I click here, we can see that there are so many sub options inside the file. These are the things we are going to be building in today's video. So in previous video we have done that how can we create two different pages in a single notebook. So now let's make it from the scratch now. So let's close this editor. So today I am using Visual Studio Code. I hope you all are familiar with this editor. We can also see that it has its own menu bar. If I see that the top left corner, it has a file, edit, selection, view, go and run, so many other options. So now today we are building that how can we create a menu bar by using the Tkinter library. So first, as we discussed that we are using the Tkinter library, so we need to import the Tkinter and we need to use tk. Alright, and then from Tkinter import ttk. Alright, now I am going to create the win variable as we created this variable before. I hope you are familiar with this. If you are not, I highly recommend to go and watch the previous videos that I have created. Now I am going to title this code or my application or the page that I am going to create. So I am just naming it the menu bar tutorial. Alright, so after that I'm going to create a function and I'm naming it func. So you can name it whatever you want, and then I'm going to just write it function called. So why I'm writing here function called? Because whenever someone press anything from the menu bar, this function called must be print in the screen, so we can see that this our syntax and our code is working properly. Alright, so we can call this function as needed in the future. So I'm going to create a variable called menu. You can call it menu bar. Alright, and using the menu method. So basically this menu method, we will be using it as a menu bar. So basically this menu will represent the menu bar. Alright, so we will be using a lot this in coming code. So in this menu bar I'm going to, now we first need to add comments. So basically I can add simple comments. So basically I can just add command. Here it is. So this is the reason I'm using, there is another reason I'm using Visual Studio Code. It gives me the suggestions that I needed. Alright, if you forget the method or anything, it gives you suggestion. If you just write the few words and you can proceed with the methods that are built in this menu variable. Alright, so we are adding a command. So I'm writing here the label variable, and in this label variable I'm writing the save, which is not which is a command, and whenever someone press it, I just write here func. Alright, this func basically here is a function that is built in. You can see that it is a function func that is created here. Alright, whenever someone press this label save, the function called will be printed on the screen. Alright, so before proceeding further, let's close this main loop. Alright, so we can run this. Guys, now if we want to see that this label is working fine, I can just config it with my screen. So I need to just use this config, and I'm going to create a variable m and I'm naming it menu. So if I by using Ctrl F5 I can run this program. So it is running. Now we can see that it has created a label save. So if I press this label, you can see that it is now printing function is called, which I already meant. It means the function is working fine. Now let's create different other variables. So I'm going to just copy it from here and paste it like here. So I am naming it save as. So basically this save as function which we all used in our any editor or any software, we have this called save as, and we also have the copy paste function. So I write the copy, alright, and I can write the paste function here. So it is same paste. We have created save, save as, copy, paste, these 4 different functions. So if I'm going to run this program, you can see that these all different functions has been created. So if I write any of this variable or label, it will create the function is called. Alright. Now what about the vertical menu bar? So if I click here in this Visual Studio Code, you can see that it has so many options. I can also create this vertical menu bar. For this I just need to create a function called file, and in this f function, which is representing as file, and in this f function I'm going to assign it with my menu. So I am writing here the menu function, and inside this menu function I am naming it menu, which is the variable I set for my menu bar, and I had to write the tear off function. So basically tear off, I'm assigning the tear off value to be 0 because I don't want it to be tear off. Alright. Now this file function and this function will be created, so I can add things in this f variable. So I can just add it by using this add command function. Alright, and this add command function I'm going to write the label. So the label I can, in file there are so many options. I can say that the new window. Alright, it must be in the string format, otherwise it will consider as a variable. So, and I just need to command func. Alright, and also if I want to add some more command or some more labels in it, so I just need to, instead of new window, I just need to change it with new file. Alright, so if I click here, you can see this line here. Alright, so basically what is this line representing? It is representing that these 3 columns are separate from these 4. Alright, because it is basically a separator. This line is representing a separator. So I want the in this f variable I have created these 2 labels, but I want to separate these 2 labels in another label that I am going to create. So for this I am using this separator function. So I can write here add separator. It is here. Alright, so I just need to call this function. I can just add new functions. So the new function, I can say that save file. It is a separate function from these two functions. Alright, we have created this f variable for the vertical menu bar. Alright, now create another. I am using this edit variable to create another menu bar. So I am just doing the same. Alright, so I just need to write this menu, and I also need to tear off value must be the 0. Alright, now I can just add commands in it to add different label. Alright, So in this I can just write these redo and undo. You can also add so many functions if you want. Command is function. Alright, so this will be followed by undo. Alright, so we all know that redo and undo means if we mistakenly remove something from our file or data, we can undo this, and if we deliberately do this, we can redo it also. Okay, we all know the undo and redo functions. Alright, so basically this function represents the backend functionality, which when we are using something, a word file or something, when we press the function a redo or undo, the backend coding will run, and whatever we have said in this function will be executed. I hope you are understanding, it is making sense. You should understand this now if you are following me all along. Alright, so now I need to cascade these two f and edit variable into my screen. So for this I need to use this menu dot add cascade and label. So the first thing, I need it to represent it as a file. Alright, as a file, and I want to configure it with f variable. Alright, now the same thing I wanted to do with the edit. So instead of this m variable that we have defined here, I am using it here because I wanted to attach it with my screen, and now I want to write the edit variable here. Alright, so instead of writing the same name, I am naming it edit. The first label is file and the second label is edit. So I think it is done. Now let's proceed with the execution and let's see what we have here. Now as we can see that these are the comments. Alright, we can see that we have created before. Now this line I was talking about, it was the separator. If I remove the separator, you will see that in these two options are separate from this save file option. Alright, why? Because these are separate. If I don't want it to separate it, then I just need to remove the separator, and then this line will be removed. And edit, undo and redo, these functions are already executed. I can see that as much as I click them, the function called is appearing on my screen. Alright, now let's see if I remove the separator, this line will remove or not. Let's close it. Alright, just cut it, and this is a separator. Alright, now let's just comment this and again Ctrl F5. Now it is executing. Now let's see. Now we can see that this separator is gone. Alright, but we don't want that. I just want to let you know that so you should know that what these functions are doing. Alright, these function is to just the add command function is to add the label into the main menu, and this cascade we use when we have the labels for the vertical menu bar. Alright, and config we are using basically to configure in our menu. Basically this m is the variable which I have created in this config and assigning it to the main menu, which is basically, I said earlier, representing our main menu by using this menu variable. Alright, so now let's again run this. Now this is back. Alright, so we have everything we need. So if we want to add more functionalities in this, we can also add this, and if we want to increase their size and everything, we can also do this. It is up to the requirements that we have. Alright, I hope you learned something new from this video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.